Good morning, everyone. Let's get back to the 76 project. I think I'd like to get the tires off right now. Maybe look at the rotors, the calipers, because I want to get the suspension started on this. Like I said, we want to lower this car for at least 5 inches if we can. We'll squeeze whatever we can get out of it. But let me get you set up in here and we'll start taking these tires off. Okay, now that we've got the tires off, let's take a look. The front end suspension. We're gonna go in there and we're gonna remove all this stuff here. Let's go take a look at the back. Now, I think we should remove the inner fenders covers on this in the back, and then we'll move on to removing calipers. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, now we'll just get in here. We'll take off all these fasteners. There's a bunch of these plastic ones, and I just use a 7/16 and just pop them off. Come off real no problems. Yeah, once we get in here, we'll start assessing the damages, rectify any rust, get rid of it, do any repairs, and get ready for primer. And we'll put some rhino lining in here. I'll get it all set up. Okay, and there's also a couple button clips. I'm gonna go grab the tool for that. Yeah, looks like there's just the one button clip. I'll just pop that one off. Sometimes these things hold really well, and sometimes they're easy to work with. Alright, so let's look around for any more. Tool behind there, give it a pop. Yeah, sometimes they don't want to let go. They're stubborn like that. There we go. All right, now you wonder where all the sand goes during the wintertime? It's in these wheel wells. Probably an extra 10 pounds worth of sand in this thing. All right, well, we'll give that a beating outside, get it all nice and clean. Let's get to the other side. Yeah, so in there, we will clean up whatever rust. We'll get all this stuff nice and ready for paint and primer. Yeah, so we'll get this all cleaned up in here, change out the suspension. We've got those A-arms. Yeah, I'll just clean it all up, make it look nice. There's the gas. Looking pretty good. All right, let's get to the other side. Okay, now remember, you have the 7/16 plastic nuts and that one button clip. And this one should come out too. We'll find the other 5 pounds of sand from the winter. Yeah, once this car is done, it won't be a winter driver anymore. Only summer. So these clips I'm not worrying about. I'm going to be replacing all. With stainless steel. Put my own fasteners in there. Button. Again, I do not want to cooperate. Is that why you buy them? 50 or $3? Alright. Those are out of there. We'll pop this baby out. What you do is you go to the top and you pull into the car and down. Yeah, where's all that other 5 pounds of sand? Make sure you got all the fasteners. You want to go in to the car, not out. Okay, so those are out. We'll give those a wash. Okay, let's do a quick little cleanup and we'll be right back. Alright, we're ready to take off the calipers. Now we're going to stick some WD-40 on these bolts just to loosen them up and help us have at least a chance, because it looks pretty rusty under here. But it's always good to put yourself a little catch can underneath, because you don't want to stain your floor or your parking lot wherever you're doing this. And make sure you're wearing your safety glasses and spray away. Okay. We'll let that sit for a couple seconds. Hit the top one, you can get a 3/4 inch socket wrench on it. But the bottom one, you're going to have to use an open-end wrench, box wrench, because you don't have enough room to get in there with this socket because of this. I believe that's a stabilizer. Could be wrong. Take the bolt out. Here's a 3/4 inch. You lose a lot of room with the box. There's not enough space now. It's alright, we're close to the end. Now, when refurbishing, putting stuff back together, if you're not going to buy brand new hardware, I suggest you wire brush your hardware and then soak it. Clean it up and then put it back together. And it's helped to chase the threads on your receiving ends. But to each their own. Alright, we're coming to the last couple turns on this. Now, we're going to have to prop this up because we don't want to damage the brake line hose. Jeez, they really make this hard to get in there. Okay, so there, that's one brake. Yeah, that caliper is really hurting. Yeah. All right, let's get this supported in here. There. No stress. Yeah. All right. Now let's get that caliper right out of there, and we'll do something with the line there to cover it up so it doesn't leak. All right, so now we grab our half inch. I'll take this off. Disconnect the brake line, remove the caliper, and then we're redoing the brake line, so I'm going to just put all the catch the brake fluid in these little containers, and we're going to go empty this and Google to see how much a replacement is. We'll be right back. Okay, let's set you up and we'll do the other side, but we'll do that on time lapse. You don't need to watch me go through all that again. All right, we will come over here. Set you up. All right. Boy, that second one, holy crap, that took a lot of it. Those bolts did not want to come off. But let's take a look at these. Now these are not in good, they're worth saving. I think we're just going to just hold on to them. These are the rears. I'll hold on to them, and when the new ones come in, just to, you know, verify that they are the same ones. Until then, we'll just throw them in the box. We'll mark them rear calipers, and we'll put the hardware in there with them and start on the front. Again, I'm going to do a time lapse on the front. You don't need to be watching me just freaking huff and puff. All right, so let me set you up, and we'll get these ones off. Okay, now that we got those off, they're partially off. They're not fully off yet. We're going to take off those parts in the brakes. And then we're going to watch some YouTube videos on removing the suspension. Alright, we'll see you when we come back. Remember, people, be very safe. If you don't know what you're doing, watch some videos to at least give you an idea of what you're going to be doing. You don't want to go into this stuff green and then smack. You get hit with something. Alright, now, these two bolts in the back, they're 7/8. I'm going to use a box end. It's just easier to get them off. Now remember, people, you're here watching me doing things. It's strictly for entertainment. Don't do what I do. I'm a moron. Just because I was able to do it, you might not be able to, or get so lucky. So, know your limits. Just don't do what I do. Unless you are 100% sure. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Helps me out a lot. I'm a new channel. I could use the subscribers. And hit that notification bell. That really helps out. Helps me with the algorithm. Gets my videos out there. And we're just here to have fun. I'm no professional at what I'm doing. This is just a thought that I had in my head. And I want to follow it through and see if I can. And I'm going to take you guys with me. So enjoy the ride. Alright, that's it for this. Oh, that brings the rotor off too. Nice. That was the next thing we were going to be taking off anyways. Okay, since this is all going to be replaced, I'm going to leave it intact for references. And that's your own choice if you want to do stuff like that. That's just the way I like to do it. Remember, I'm a moron. Alright, let's go to the other side and do the same thing. Just 7/8 wrench. See, it's looking pretty good now. It's all coming apart now. Look at all that crap oil in there. We will be installing a crane. It's going to go roller back. The travel will be about 8 feet. The trolley will be a 4.5-foot trolley, so give me at least some move to take an engine out and put it aside onto a skid away from the body. Alright, let's get this one off. Grab our light. We'll have to watch those jars with the brake fluid draining. We don't want those to spill. We're not saving it. We're just collecting it. So let's crack these ones. Alright. Alright, there we go. Now remember, we want to keep this intact. And when we're going to switch out the studs too. This is a 2009. So you're looking at 15 plus years that they've been torqued on and driving rough probably with. So we're going to change those out too. That's a grade 8. High grade. Holy fuck, these bolts. Yeah, like all this hardware that I'm taking off, I'm going to wire brush them on my bench grinder, and then I'm going to soak them in oil and then let them sit out in a baggie. Unless any of you know that can you buy brand new hardware for like the brake calipers, the rotor, this, that, and the other? Or are you just SLO? SLO. Shit out of luck. Alright, let's get this cleaned up. I don't know if you noticed or not, but the rotor didn't come with this one this time. Just take it separately. The rotors aren't too bad. The grooves are very minimal, but it's a small price for a purchase to have those brand new, so we'll go brand new with those two. Look at all this stuff. I'll be cleaning all this. I believe this is the knuckle. I don't know. I'm new at this and I don't look at everything online to find out. I just say. It's a guess. It's a learning curve. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. All right. Well, that took some work to get that done. We got all our brakes off, all our rotors off, calipers off. Now, we'll take a small break. I got other things to do. And in that time, I'll be watching videos on how to dismantle your steering arms, your shocks, the knuckle, all this stuff. All right. So the next few days we're going to start on cutting this rear end off. This whole thing. Say bye-bye. We're going to, of course, keep the trunk hardware because the trunk hinges right here. The new trunk is going to hinge somewhere up here. This whole spot here will be the rear end. It'll come up like this. It'll come out like that instead of come down like it is right now. Oh yeah. Sorry for the obtrusive thoughts. All right. Like to say, I will be back. All right, so I got the knuckle being held up with the jack. We'll let's get this front caliper out of there. Now you're going to need a 13/16 socket and a 13/6" wrench. We got ways to do that. Okay, now we got to look at this one in the back here, but when we take this one off, we got to support in the back because it'll just spin. Get some type of, I think it's 3/4. I don't remember. No. It's 11/16. Quite rusted, so let's get some cleaning stuff on that. Alright, so this one screw up here is actually an 18 mil. Just grab your 8 mil socket. Tell if it's spinning back there or not. It started to spin, so now that's where you get your tool to grasp it, so it stops moving. I'm just going to use these little side clamps. That out and just set it aside. Now we'll go up top with a 13 mil. We'll take out those 3. Two. Now, we still have the bolts in there, so we don't have to worry about it dropping, but before you take out this top bolt, you want to get a good hold of the bottom of the calipers. Calipers, the coilover, to catch it so it doesn't fall. But we're replacing these, so that is not an issue with us. All right. I'll come down here and I'll take out the last bolt here. It's really wobbly. Now the jack is not under pressure, but it's just there. Also, you got to take these wheel sensor things off of the. Pop them out of the edges here. I already released the brake lines from there, so this can sit down there. Everything's okay. I'll take the last bolt out. So now that should just come off of it. See, this would be a little clip there. Oh, we maybe have to bend those back. They look like they're locking tabs. That seemed to set it free. Okay, now when you remove this, make sure this thing is not stressing any of the parts out. All right, let's go up there and take out that last bolt. Like I said, hold it. And there you go. That is your front coilover. All right. Put this off to the side. All right, I'll get us set up and we'll do the other side. All right, here's the driver's side. We'll get this one off, but you've already seen this, so I'm just going to put you on fast. All right, now that that's out, let's go over. All right, there's the old set. They did their jobs for the last 16 years. But now the new guys are going in. Max Speedies. With more of them later on in the build. Now, we start dismantling the A-arm, the knuckle, stabilizer stuff there. And we're going to clean this whole area and get ready for primer. And we're going to do rhino lining inside here. And we'll do the same thing to the other side. We'll get in there and change everything out. Get her all cleaned up and prepped, primered, and ready for rhino lining. And then once that's all done and everything's sandblasted and painted and clear coated, we'll assemble it all back. So that is the front calipers. Now the backs are a little bit different. They're not quite the same, but just similar time frame. But these ones here, you have to be very careful because that spring is under tension. So the jack will be helping us, lifting it up, holding the pressure, and then we got to slowly lower the jack down so we don't have that thing shoot out. And then we will look at the emergency brake here. The rotor, all that stuff is gone. We'll take this apart. But until then, I gotta do my homework and do some research. So I want to thank you for joining me with those coilovers removals. Weeks to come. We're going to cut this rear end off. Get the interior. Start taking the interior apart. I got some great ideas for in here. But those will be future episodes. Until then, you guys have yourself a blessed day. Alright, we're back with the C76 project. So let's prep this up and get it ready for painting. I'll set you up in the tripod. Okay, now that the black is painted in there, it's just a flat black. So when you're looking at it, when it's all together, it's just shadows it. And this side here is all done. So let's start with installing the coilovers. I'll get you set up and we'll get those installed. Alright, we're back with the C76 project. Okay, let's just change pace for a second here. We're going to go inside and we're going to remove the driver's mirror and the passenger's mirror. So let me just get you set up in here and we'll get done that. Okay, now to take out the door skin, 3 tools you're going to need: flathead, star, and a pry bar. First here, there's a little plastic plate here. Use your flathead screwdriver, pop that out. Behind there's a black Phillips. So take that out. And your pry tool, go over here and pop this silver trim out. Now take your tool, go in here and kind of press up on that clip. There. Now we'll open up this and just remove the 2 wiring harnesses. Just by press the clip in and lift up. Sometimes they're a little stiff. just put that aside. Behind here you'll find a silver Phillips. Take that out. And here's something that just, all videos online showing how to do this are showing 2-door or 4 doors, not the 2-door. The 4-door, you break this thing off and there's 2 bolts behind there. In the 2-door, there's one here and one back in here. Make sure you have a magnetic screwdriver to get that screw. And now this one here on the bottom, you can use your fingernails or just use a flathead screwdriver and just pry this light up. Push the clip in and lift it away. There we go. And put that aside. Now, with these, just hold your hand here and give her a good yank. You're not going to hurt it. It's designed to do that. Now, the door mechanism, that there's 3 Phillips behind here. Undo those 3 Phillips. Off comes that. And there, your door skin is removed. Now, we grab our 10 mil. And we take the 3 bolts. Just remove this little clip here, it just kind of holds on there. Again, the other clip. Take your screwdriver, press down, and pull it out. Off it comes. Mirror is off. Alright. After this, we will move on to installing the front coilovers.